It's Valentine's Day! So naturally, we're watching a Marvel movie. And I think this is technically the first Marvel movie review of the channel.
You don't have to think, because it is our first Marvel movie, except for Deadpool and Wolverine. Oh, sorry, I keep forgetting about that. But that doesn't count.
It was more of a Fox movie than it was a Marvel movie. With that, Captain America: Brave New World.
Stop! Let's do a poll. Let's place our bets on if you think the end credit scene is gonna be worth it. Just for reference, I haven't seen a Marvel movie since Endgame, and I was stunned to see a very packed theater for this one because, from what I hear, Marvel movies suck these days.
Yeah, they've not been terribly good since Endgame. Very mid.
This is a what's a word for like a soldier that just got hit or something. This is
what?
It's not like this is another patient of the writer's strike. This is another. It's not patient. Is not the word
Victim?
I'm looking. Victim. That's it. Yes.
Another patient of the writer's strike. Dr. Writer's strike.
Soldier, patient. What's the in between? Oh, they became a victim,
What?
and then.
I don't think those two.
Yeah, they do. You're a soldier. You get shot. Now you're a victim of something, and then you go to the hospital. Now you're a patient. This is why we're not supposed to do reviews this late at night.
Soldier.
11:48. Fuck us.
It's right there. Oh my God. Okay.
All right.
Regroup.
Okay. Let's talk about. Yeah, I think we should mention this is another victim of the writer's strike.
Okay. That's good.
You want me to say it? Because I just said my whole thing.
Okay,
I haven't
I can.
seen. Well, then you said something. I could say it real quick.
Okay. You do what you fucking want to do, man, okay?
Without getting into spoilers, but definitely being very spoilery here, this is clearly another victim of the writer's strike, and yeah.
So is he. If you would like to donate, In the Arms of an Angel playing, I am also a victim of the writer's strike.
I have to sit through these for you, so I'm a victim. I'm what's a third-party casualty? There's a term for that too.
Innocent bystander.
Yeah, there you go. Third-party casualty. God damn.
Third party casualty. What's in between a soldier and a patient?
Victim.
Do you want me to redo that, or do we just let that train wreck go right on by? I can interpret. I think he's trying to say that the writing was not very good. Yes. Probably because it was written during the writer's strike.
Correct.
Yet again. A lot of reshoots for this movie. It's just another bland Marvel movie, guys. I'm sorry.
The main part where I get frustrated is just the very basic story writing. It's very surface level. They never kind of like tease something or like hint at something in the beginning that's easily missed that all of a sudden comes into play later on. It's just very much like, hey, this is a weird thing, and then 30 seconds later they answer why it's weird. No, it's because of this thing. There's never a mystery behind it. There's no depth to the writing whatsoever. A lot of the lines in this are just very cringe, like not funny, classic Hollywood, way out of date comedy lines. And one of the examples in here that was, this is gonna be not spoilers, but this is a line in the movie. The line is, "Don't be that guy that does the hard thing."
Yeah.
What does that mean? And like, it's like the example was essentially Captain America wanted to challenge himself. He wanted to do the hard thing because he knew it was the right thing. And like, don't be the guy that does it the hard way. Like, I just don't get it, man.
And of course he's gonna do it the hard way because he's Captain
Yeah,
America.
I just like this one of countless lines. I have like a list within 5 minutes of just like basic surface level stuff. And
Very wooden, very stiff. Like it
Yeah,
wasn't
that's-
realistic. It was, don't do this the hard way, Captain America. And it
just felt like people just saying lines. Like I've said this multiple times this year, and I feel like it's gonna be a trend for me. It's like it's a movie that has this happened, then this happened, then this happened. And it never has like this happened because this happened. And I think the writer's strike is gonna be a big impact on this year for movies overall. So
I agree.
I had to get that out. So you go ahead and talk about your stuff.
I do think that Marvel has kind of lost the mythical ingredient that made everything that they do special past Endgame. For a lot of these movies, they've just been movies to introduce concepts or ideas. There's not really been depth to the characters. There's not really been special interactions. You have, a Thor movie that has only Thor characters. You have Captain America that has only Captain America characters. We know now that all these characters know each other. And I think as audience members, we like the idea of them interacting more, especially if it's like an odd pairing. And that's kind of where this movie lets people down, is that it's a Captain America movie, but all of the characters are Hulk based. It would have been a lot more interesting to see Captain America, Sam Wilson's Captain America, interact with Bruce Banner and Hulk in this movie. It would have been a lot more interesting, but it's very forced, is what they tried to do. And it just doesn't really pay off. The pacing was all off.
Yeah.
The story was it was very chopped up. You could tell. And even when Marvel and Disney are known for like nailing CG, the CG was bad in this.
Progressively got worse.
It got worse and worse.
By the time at the end, it was clearly so much green screen, and the angles of the background just made no sense. The perspective was off. I'm like, how do you screw this up? You clearly see that it was wrong, and you just did not care to correct it. On a $180 million budget, could not correct re-angling the green screen. I just don't get it.
The lighting was off, and it was like, I'm totally not here in real life.
And a quick pet peeve that I have with just basically any superhero movie is that the purpose of advancement in military technology and combat and weaponization is to be able to attack your enemy from further and further distance. And yet here we are in these Marvel movies, Captain America, and so many times he has to do hand-to-hand fighting. So many times it's like he could easily just have a gun and shoot somebody, but he just doesn't have a gun or a taser or anything long range. He has his wings, but oftentimes even like neglects to use that purposefully. I just don't get why I'm seeing somebody just have this almost like barbaric approach to fighting when we're in this future technology world. I don't get it. It drives me nuts.
And I get that Sam Wilson is human. He's not a superhero, but he should have used the technology to compensate for that. But he didn't really seem to. He's tried to have the Steve Rogers approach to everything and just punch people. But it kind of made him look a little weak. Except for one time. He got a really good kick in, and that was pretty badass. But other than that, it was just kind of a struggle for him the entire time. That being said, there were a couple surprises in this movie. I thought the bad guy was really great. I really liked the bad guy. And Marvel actually broke tradition and didn't kill them off. They have a potential for the future, which is really cool. With that, let's just go ahead and wrap this up. What's your recommendation?
I was hesitant on... No, I don't recommend this one whatsoever. So.
I was hesitant on... No, actually, I don't recommend it. I also think this is an easy skip. You don't really need to see it, which is disappointing. I was pretty excited to watch one.
Yeah, I did get my hopes up because the theater was packed, so I'm like, oh, maybe this stuff is good and I'm missing out, but no, and that leads me to my overall score for this movie, which is a 4 out of 10. What about you?
I don't blame you for that score at all. But I do have a bit more comic book knowledge, so it makes a little bit more sense to me than it does to somebody who doesn't. I gave it a 6 out of 10.
That's fair. I think if you understand the lore, you can give it some appreciation. But as a standalone movie, just like from a bystander like me, I think it's just a shit movie.
Yeah,
Like, there's nothing about it that's a good movie.
I'm not going to argue against your score if that makes sense. I think that's completely valid. Now, what's the answer to the question beforehand? Ready? No, it's not worth it. There's only one post-credit scene. Not worth it. Just watch it on YouTube later. Once the movie's done, just go ahead and walk out. And if you are looking for an actual Valentine's Day movie this Valentine's Day, we recommend watching Love Hurts. Fuck! Even though a lot of people didn't seem to get it, so make sure to watch our review before you go seeing it.
Thank you for being here, liking, commenting, subscribing, all of the things, participating in the poll, going to see Love Hurts after watching our review even. We really appreciate it. We have been...
Nope.
Wait, we have just been...
No!
And remember,
we're
just two regular dudes doing regular reviews.
Dudes doing regular reviews.
It's okay, buddy.
Okay, with trying my best, I'm going to give you some examples of things that I just get so frustrated with these movies. That's the word, right?
Yeah, I know. I was just in my head. I was like, he's gonna be like, "What's in between sad and mad?"
Great.
That was probably our best review ever.
Ever.